And so I'm back in Kiev, and I'm back at Giuliani Airport, and I'm about to fly on a Yak 40. So those of you who have been following the channel for a while may remember my failed attempts to get on board a Yak 40 earlier on this year, and I'm back in Kiev because Motor Sich have been operating this Russian Yak 40 on the flights from here in Kiev over to Uzhhorod, which is a city right over in the west of Ukraine, close to the border with Slovakia. They operate this route like twice a week, so once you get there you're kind of stuck there because there's no other flights in and out of Uzhhorod apart from this 2 flights a week with Motor Sich. So I'm going to be taking that flight today. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to get out on the apron and find out that there is a Yak 40 waiting to take me over to Uzhhorod today. Really looking forward to this. It's a plane that I've wanted to fly on for absolutely years, so let's keep our fingers crossed and see what Motor Sich have in store for us today. Thank you. As we drove across the apron to the remote parking stands, I spotted just one Motor Sich aircraft on the ground. It was the Yak 40. Today's ride has an interesting history. It was first delivered in 1980 to the government of Madagascar, where it served as a VIP transport to their government officials. In 1997 it was sold to a Ukrainian steel company who owned it until Motor Sich took delivery in 2010. You board the Yak 40 via the steps in the tail of the aircraft in a similar manner to older tail engine jets like the DC-9. The Yakovlev Yak 40 was the world's first commuter trijet. Over 1,000 were built by Yakovlev between 1966 and 1981 in their factory at Saratov in the Soviet Union. Today just a handful remain in service, mainly with the Russian airline Vologda and Motor Sich here in Ukraine. For now though, it was soon time to follow in the footsteps of oligarchs and steel tycoons and climb on board the most retro of jets to take a trip back in time to the early 80s.
Hello.
6A. Thank you. The cabin's decorated in this very 1980s style beige design. The smell of leather is very evident in the cabin thanks to the beige real leather covering these tiny seats. The Yak 40 is incredibly cramped on board. A guy sat next to me for a few minutes, which felt really intimate, and he soon moved to a spare seat somewhere else on the plane. Pretty soon the 3 Ewchenko jet engines powered into life right behind me. It was time to go and we motored past the usual line of San Marino registered private jets to the runway at Giuliani. Like many classic Soviet jets, the Yak 40 seems to rely solely on the curvature of the Earth to get into the sky. As we inched into the skies above Kiev, this rather sedentary climb rate gave us some great views across the city, and of the huge Soviet statue of Mother Russia looking longingly towards the Soviet Union. Our route today then took us on almost a direct route between Kiev and Uzhhorod in the west of Ukraine. Flight time today was 1 hour and 45 minutes at a cruising altitude of 20,000 feet. So would you believe it, I'm here on a Yak 40. How cool is this? It's a really unique experience. Look at that view out of the window there. The seat is really tight. There's not much leg room, as you can see. I'm having to spread across 2 seats here. Tray table is really thin. It's like a MacBook Air, it's so thin. The speakers are down here for the cabin crew to talk to you. Look at this window shade, I love this. Very stylish around the round window that we have here on the Yak 40. Back there is the engine. See, just creeping into view. We're at towards the back of the cabin here on the Yak, but the last seats kind of come to the front of the wing, as you can see. It's really cool. Yes, it's cramped, yes, it's tight, but hey, we're on a Yak 40, who cares that the seat is a little bit tight? This is such a unique experience. Really do recommend that you try this out if you get the chance. The cabin service began soon after takeoff. First a round of water and next a coffee service. Motor Sich usually offer small meals on their flights, but we didn't get one today. Motor Sich are primarily an engine manufacturer. The Ivchenko AI-25 engines on the Yak 40 are manufactured by Motor Sich themselves. Motor Sich Airlines are just one part of Motor Sich, alongside a bank and even a TV company. The galley's at the back of the Yak 40 and is a pretty decent size considering the small size of the aircraft. This is so cool. Here at the back of the Yak 40, I'm surrounded by 3 Soviet jet engines. There is one here, one above my head, and one over there. Good lord, it's loud here and it's hot as well. You can feel the heat from those engines right above your head as we are here in the bathroom at the back of the Yak 40. This is so cool. Yes, it's retro, yes, it's classic, yes, it's very brown and very 1970s mod. Hey, this is a really cool plane to fly on. I'm really enjoying this. So the bathroom is pretty much typical Motor Sich attire as you'd find on any Soviet or Russian jet. It's slightly more modern than the Antonov at least. The sink was there. What's on about here? There's the toilet. Wow, retro. Ew. Lots of Russian writing dotted all around. This is just incredibly cool, isn't it? There were some pretty hefty storm clouds sitting over western Ukraine, which we gave a pretty wide berth. Now, one thing I have noticed on board this flight that is different to a lot of flights that I've been on is that there is no smoking sign. At takeoff, the fasten seatbelt and no smoking sign came on at the front of the cabin, but now we're airborne. all the lights like that have gone off, which means presumably it's not a no smoking flight. I don't know. I've not seen anybody smoking on this flight, but to be fair, it is the first commercial flight that I've been on that has no smoking signs anywhere, so I wonder if you are allowed to smoke. I'm not sure. One other notable observation was the lack of any oxygen masks fitted to this aircraft, and they don't even appear in the safety card, which at a cruising altitude of 20,000 feet may have been a bit of an issue. Perhaps the manufacturers don't envisage this aircraft depressurising, it is after all built like a tank. Perhaps it was just as well that as I noticed these things, we started our descent into Uzhgorod. Uzhhorod is the most inland city in Europe. It's the same distance from the Baltic, Adriatic and the Black Sea. The airport's also right on the border with Slovakia, meaning the approach to the airport from the west is entirely over Slovakia until the airport boundary. Today, however, we were approaching from the east, which gave us a great view of the city of Uzhhorod. Touched down on schedule at the tiny Uzhhorod International Airport, home to just 2 flights a week. In the whole of 2018, the airport served just 250 passengers, making it the least used airport in Ukraine. Somebody should let Geoff Marshall know. My flight today cost £75 or $93 US. This was for a flight of 388 miles, meaning a cost per mile of 19 pence. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Непривычно для вас, да?
I really enjoyed my Yak 40 ride with Motor Sich. The Uzhhorod route is the only route that you're almost guaranteed a Yak 40, and I highly recommend coming down to Ukraine and giving it a go. Here then in Uzhhorod in Western Ukraine, what an incredible ride over on the Motor Sich Yak 40 that you can see right over there behind me. Wow, the chance to fly on a Yak 40 in 2019, incredible. Not many of these left around at all. Now the only issue now is I need to find somewhere to go from here. There's no other flights from Uzhhorod now for another 5 days until that plane heads back to Kiev, and I'm not going to stick around here for 5 days. So I'm going to be taking a train up to Lviv from here, and that's one option of getting out of here. The other option is of course Kosice, which is in Slovakia, and it's about 30 miles kind of that way. I think it's not too far away. Over to Kosice you can take a train or a bus there, or even a taxi across there. It's not too far at all, but I'm going to take the train up to Lviv, so I'm going to head over there now. Let me know what you think to the Yak 40 down in the comments section below. Do you want to come here and fly on it yourselves? I really highly recommend it, but let me know down in the comments section below. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time here on In-Flight Video.